We are live with Ecco Flips, and today we're going to be talking about how to maximize profits in our Amazon FBA store. So if you are here with us, if we ignore your comment for a second, it's because we're talking about how to actually maximize profits, and we promise we will get to you. I know it's super annoying when people don't reply to comments, and promise we see them, we'll get to them. But Ecco Flips, how are you doing today?
What is up, Seth? Thanks for having me on again. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man, it's always a pleasure. Yeah, so it's Q4, rocking and rolling. October is over. Ecco Flips, you had a good month last month, didn't you?
Yeah, I just hit my last month. I hit 65K revenue. I always just say 60 because whatever, who's
Right.
counting? But yeah, it was pretty exciting for me. I want to hit like I want to hit the 100K month really bad. Like that's the next step. Like
Yeah.
once you hit 100K month, everybody's like, ooh, this guy's kind of he knows what
Right.
he's doing. But it's really just like spending more money too, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. You can do 100K and like do like 3K profit. Like it's
yeah,
possible.
exactly. Like you could literally do 100K, 3K profit, and
Nike sock guy.
straight Nike socks, and people are, oh my gosh, and that's also why I like to publish like my P&Ls publicly,
Yeah.
uh, because and it's not like I mean it's pretty on point. I like Rake and Profit recently had a video where he broke down all of his income, and he's like, yeah, this is like 3% off, so like it's pretty on point. But yo,
Hmm.
what's up, Josiah?
We got
Welcome.
Josiah in the chat. What up? What up? Uh,
Yeah, I know,
speaking of
right?
speaking of Josiah, we should do a this week. Me, you, and Cody. We should do a live stream together. That would be a bunch of fun.
Yeah,
Um,
we have more.
100K, 3K profit. No, I mean it's totally possible. Like when things get that big, it's possible to really go off the tracks there.
Yeah.
Send me the hot Nike Asins. I want to tank them. Entrepreneur, he would just buy a bunch of them and just like destroy the stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of them are already destroyed. I mean, it's
Yeah,
so
but
easy. You just go to the sites that have those things and you just sell ramp them and you find the ASIN.
yeah. He's, he's down. He's down for the 3K profit. Oh
Exactly.
man. Oh yeah, but the getting to what the video topic is about, maximizing margins.
Nike socks.
Not yeah, don't buy my Nike socks if you want to maximize your margins on some things. Oh
I,
man. I
I
mean, there's
mean,
some people that make good money, but
yeah, I'm sure there's some Nike socks that are pretty good, but a lot of them are very close to break even. Do you guys think selling on Amazon is worth it?
well,
Yes, that's why I do it.
it's like checkmates. He's just a full time Amazon seller for fun. Same here. We just do it for fun. We don't.
But that being said, you do have to
I'm
have
just
some kind of
I'm joking.
skill to be able to manage it because
Yeah.
you really you can get off the rails. Like I full transparency, I think I did an 80K month and things went super wrong and I was very close to break even with an 80K month 1 month. Like it can get off the rails.
Yeah.
Um
But
selling on Amazon is not worth it. Do not
so
do it.
respond to
Is
your question though, is it worth it? It depends on your situation. Like it is a lot of work and there's a lot of different models you can do with Amazon. Like you don't have to do OA, you can do private label, wholesale, different models. But like it's 100% worth it if you're willing to put in the long hours because like you're gonna get paid like like if I wanted to do pretty much nothing for sourcing products, I'd still get paid like 2-3K a month and like like as like a part-time kind of job. So I'm saying like it's really worth it to do Amazon if you want to put in the work.
sounds like
Welcome.
a couple people are just very, very strong. Amazon's not worth it. Saturated, stay away.
Yeah, that's
Stay
kind of
out of my
yeah.
it's not worth it. I'm just making 17K profit a month. Like it's not worth it.
Uh,
Uh,
welcome, John. If I Seth, I don't think you're familiar with John yet, but I've been working closely with three guys. They made an Instagram account called the Ahoy Boys,
oh,
and
nice.
John is one of the Ahoy Boys.
Heck
and
yeah.
I'm working with them personally to get them all the 10K revenue.
Heck
Uh,
yeah.
and their first month they all hit like 5 to 7K revenue. So I'm pretty happy to see them get to 10K.
Are they I was always confused about them. Do they have 3 separate accounts or do they all run in the same account?
So get this, they're all separate accounts.
Okay,
They're
good.
all three different people. They live in
Yeah,
one apartment in Texas, and they're just grinding Amazon together.
that's
Like
fun.
all of them, like no prep center. Everything's like
Oh my word.
it's amazing. They're awesome. I love them.
Nice. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say like if they were doing like 7K a month between the 3 of them on the same account, I'm like, all right, you gotta boost the revenue, but that's
Yeah, well, they
that's
just
sick. They're
started.
all like, yeah,
It's their
they all
first
just
month.
started. Oh,
Yeah.
it's like their second month.
It's like their first month pretty much.
That's
I
sick.
mean,
Yeah.
now, yeah, but they're basically like, I think what, like a month and a half, 2 months now.
Okay.
Um,
I mean,
but
that's
like
awesome for second
but
month. That's for
but
sure.
like off the gate, yeah, it's I've
Yeah.
been talking to them pretty much every day, and I've been helping them out one by one, one-on-one, like if they have questions. So they've been really liking that, you know.
Yeah. Uh Terrell says I have 4K to start. Thank you guys. Yeah. Break even on 80K still equals a fat credit card points and cash back. Yeah,
It's
I
true.
mean, this year I've made around $7,000 off cash back. Just
That's
sick.
awesome. I need to look, but I like my biggest fat check that I got from Top Cashback was to like $2,100. It's like,
Really?
yeah, I need to look. I haven't added I like that's the thing is I didn't even add in like cash back into my P&Ls yet. So like
Oh,
it's
really?
it's just kind of
Yeah.
like uh it's really good. Cashback's amazing. Let me see.
Just a note about that, Mateus, I see your comment. But I was uninformed and didn't use Top Cash Back literally until like last month. So I had so much spending that I didn't run through cashback because Rakuten doesn't really work for eBay.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, okay, well, I'll just use my Capital One Spark and call it good. But no, like I really should have been using it. Kind of a fail. But
Well,
that's
you're
how it
doing it
goes.
now. That's all that matters, Seth.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah, we
Like you
all we
learn.
all get we all get good over time. What is this?
What did you guys say about Nike? I missed it and I'm in the process of getting ungated. Is it a good category? So we were making fun of it a little bit because there are some people who just purchase a bunch of like 5 to 10% ROI Nike socks and just like get the cash back and other rewards for them, and they like really boost the volume, which is great that they have volume. And then some of the ASINs I'm sure are profitable, but some people are like super hardcore high sales, very low
I,
ROI.
I've seen some people lose their neck over some Nike socks too. Like,
What do you mean lose their neck?
they're losing a lot of money on the socks
Why?
specifically. Just the price tanks because so many people buy it when it's on like a like say a sale will happen. A lot of people go deep on the socks, and
Oh,
then the price tanks. I've seen that happen a few times. I'm not saying there's people out there that make good money off socks.
like they didn't buy the sale and then it went on a deeper
No,
sale.
like they bought the sale, but everybody bought the sale.
uh, I see.
It's just way too many people, and then it tanks.
Yeah. Yep, that happens. Respect. Cody's the
Yeah,
man.
thank you, John.
Appreciate that. But if
Uh,
you live in hostels in Ukraine, that's chill.
oh gosh, dude,
There's
it's so funny. Before the whole Ukraine thing, I'm not gonna even mention anything about that. I was looking up. I was like, it's cool to go to Ukraine and live there for a bit, and then the whole I'm just gonna say the event happened. I don't want to. I don't want to say
there's a
anything
couple
more than that.
events.
Um, and I was like, oh, good thing I didn't go there.
Yeah. Yeah, talking about boosting profits, actually sending in ASINs that don't price tank is a big deal. And
Yep.
so maybe we could spend a few minutes talking about how to avoid price tanking because oftentimes people talk about price tanking as if they're a victim, like it wasn't any of their doing. And I
Yeah.
guess I'm being really blunt and saying like, no, like you made a mistake if you bought something that's price tanked. Like I've done it. I get it. Makes sense. But there are some signs that you can see that something is most likely going to tank if you purchased it. Do you have any thoughts on this, Cody?
Yeah, I think the number one thing is, like, everybody and their mother is obsessed with just selling, like, Nike products, right? And the thing is, like, yeah, you can make really good money with that, but there's, like, there's a ton of other shoe brands, there's a ton of other brands, like, in general, like, I see people, they're flipping, like, Dyson products, they're flipping, like, all of these, like, other brands that, like, you wouldn't think of off the top of your head, um and Adidas, Under Armour, Skony, what is it? Converse. Like, there's all these other brands that like other people. They just other people they just don't want to dig. The thing is, if you sell what everybody else is selling, your stuff is gonna tank. But if you go into like you dig where nobody's dug before, and you like look at all these other brands, your stuff's probably not gonna tank as much because there's less competition. Because that's the thing is like low. I think the for tanking, it's low barrier to entry and the amount of competition. So if there's more competition, it's, it's more than likely going to tank. And if there's a low barrier of entry, more people are going to hop on, which is more competition, and then it's going to tank. It
Yeah.
doesn't always happen like just like that format or anything like that. But those are like some key factors that come into price tanking. Let me see what's up.
Matthias is
Doji.
saying, I get this vibe. People inflate their sales with Nike and they make their money selling courses. I mean, power to them. Like if
Yeah,
they boost their sales, and like I hope that they're making some money, and I'm sure that they are making money if they have a lot of volume. Like you'd think something that they're selling is profitable. Like there's smart people, I think, overall. Um yeah. So I mean that's a thing. And it could be other things besides Nike too. Just the thing about Nike is that 2-3 years ago, it was a very difficult thing to get ungated in. Like people just didn't know how to do it. And these days, like you just join any big Discord and go to the ungating section and type in how do I get ungated in Nike? And like you find it in 5 minutes if you know how an ungate works. So it's just not as big of a barrier to entry anymore. Like respect to you for like getting an ungate. It was my first ungate as well. Besides like the grocery category. Um, and like that's a great step to get started with. But if you can find a brand that's like a little bit more unknown about, like when you type it in a Discord ungating place, you have a hard time finding the answer. You're probably going to end up doing a lot better.
that's a fact. If nobody else is really looking at it, you're gonna do pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, and we can transition to this to talk about some of the things that I did wrong in order to be a bit more
Oh,
profitable. So,
yeah. What
um,
exactly happened? Not to like.
yeah, yeah. It's a pretty monumental thing to do 80K in sales and then break even. Um, but this was back in the spring. I was scaling as hard as I could, getting access to as much capital as I could. So for one thing, I was using payability. So payability, it like looks expensive, and then the actual facts of using it are more expensive than what you think it is. And so my costs were super, super high that month because I was using payability. All of my sales were running through payability. And so that cost me a couple $1,000s. Number two, I was going really hard selling used items, and used items have a very high return rate in and of themselves. And then on top of that, on paper, it looked really, really good to sell docking stations and other electronic items without the cords. You just buy the unit and sell it as used acceptable. And in the terms of service, you can do that, but customers don't like that. And they return it even harder than that. So the cash flow is awful from that. I had items break. It was just a mess of a month. So between the return rate and payability, I forget what else happened. Oh, I think I had a big counterfeit claim that I lost inventory from as well. So between all those things, it just
Did
was,
Amazon, like, seize your inventory?
yeah, they did. Yep.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah.
So was that because you didn't respond to their email, or is that just, like, something that happens? I actually don't know.
That is because sourcing eBay to Amazon is riskier for that reason, because every once in a while you are going to get a counterfeit claim or an IP claim. And if that happens and you don't get lucky and it drops, you could end up losing your inventory. So it just happened on
Okay.
something that I was really deep on.
Oh, wow.
And it was eBay to Amazon, so I didn't have a receipt to fight it. So
Okay.
that's the risk that I'm playing with eBay to Amazon. Um, Overall, I think it works really well, but that is a risk, and it happened that month. Everything happened that month. So
Yeah, anything that I've gotten a claim on so far has been, merchant fulfilled, so they've never, like, tried to seize inventory, they just delist whatever I currently have for that specific thing.
that's a
So,
big pro of merch fulfilled.
yeah, yeah, I bet. I mean, that's a little bit, you know, you don't lose your inventory. Thank you for showing up, Mateus, I appreciate it. So he says, "How do you find leads, reverse sourcing?" I find leads, like, I'll just kinda lay out the flow chart of how I do it, and I'll let you talk about how you do it, Seth, but, number 1 is networking with other people, so, like, no matter, like, what it is, right? So say you can only find 5 leads in a day, having 2 other guys or whatever, right? 2 other people that you talk with every single day and say they can produce 5 good leads themselves, then you got 15 leads a day. Even if you're not good at sourcing or anything like that, you have 15 leads a day, and I think that's one of the most important parts. But then under that is like, okay, how do you actually source yourself? I like using, like, recently I've been love using the Keep a Product Finder. It's a little bit harder to learn at first, but over time, it's amazing. And just manually sourcing is really what I love too. Because a lot of software just misses, like, for whatever reason, it won't pick up certain items, and manually sourcing and stacking all the different discounts like cashback, you know, kind of drawing a blank. Basically, like, you stack all the discounts, manually source. That's my that's how I've found most of my stuff, and networking with other people. That's really it. Yeah, how do you find items, Seth?
a lot of what I've done is I basically, first of all, started out, I sourced from an office closeout. So basically, they were retiring and selling their building, and they just had a bunch of items that they were down for me to just resell. So I searched all those items, sent them in, saw the ones that sold really well, got acquainted with like office products, electronics, computer accessories, started sourcing more of those, and then started storefront stocking the people who are selling those because I could see they're purchasing from eBay like I was. So doing a lot of storefront stocking of the people who are doing similar stuff to me was really helpful. Then I mix in some flip mine as well and a little bit of tactical arbitrage as well. And then a lot of times, like my profitable stuff, you'll see that when you're on the Amazon page, it suggests like 2, 3, 4, 5 things that are very similar to it. And you can often source those things in a very similar way to the way that you source that item, if that makes sense. So I find that looking at the suggested things on Amazon or even similar things on the source site, like I find great stuff like regularly doing that. So
Yeah, I bet because you still you do mainly used, right?
now I do mostly mostly new.
Oh,
I've
okay. Big
transitioned
trend.
quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Besides the stuff that's just still in my inventory from like a month or two ago.
So mostly manual, TA, and Flipmine, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably heaviest manual, then flip mine, and then TA probably.
I think manual's just too good too, because like the other
Yeah,
stuff is nice, but the thing is, like, if you and it's through reps too, like, certain items that perform well, and then you can just manually, like, go through things and be like, oh yeah, this is probably good, and click through a site pretty quickly.
yeah.
Um,
We got the Northwest side. What is your guys' account health score? Um, Feel free to not answer if you don't feel like it. I'm actually gonna take a pass from it because mine's pretty bad. But
I'm still in the green. I'm like
still
barely
in
in the
green.
green, but I have some claims. I'm trying to fight them right now, but I'm still in the green. Like I am not at risk or anything like that.
Yeah, we got
Um,
FBA Sage in the house. What's going on?
welcome, Sage. Let's
Do you
see.
guys know how to use tactical arbitrage on an eBay store? I heard Chris Grant Clear the Shelf does it, but I don't know. Yeah, you basically just take the link from their store and put it in tactical arbitrage. I think that's how it works.
I think did Josiah have a video on that? I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I think
sure.
Josiah has a reel on it.
Oh, he's a
Speaking
real.
of
Yeah,
Josiah,
that's what it was.
just
Let
signed
me
up for
see.
Flip Mine. Got a good video to get me started. Do you have a video, Cody?
No, not yet. I really like. I want to produce a lot of videos, but it's Q4, so it's kind of like I was talking in basically a private Discord today. And I was like, dude, like, n- like, soon as next year, right? I'm gonna make like a video every day for like a month. It's Q4, so it's like you got to go hard in Q4. So we're kind of taking a little bit of a
Yeah,
back burner on the content.
fair enough. You gotta prioritize it the way that you want it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sweet. Yeah, so yeah, what else do you, I guess, kind of getting back to the topic, like what else do you do to increase your profit margin, Seth?
Another tip that I would have is I find it worth it to have a virtual assistant and give them like something to look into every single day or like something to do because that's basically like even if they're bad, it's still like another couple hours a day that they're like looking into the direction that you want them to look into. So like let's say Echo Flips, Cody, you were like looking at these like Converse shoes that like were basically out of stock, but you didn't want to spend like 2 hours going down that rabbit trail. You just have your virtual
Yeah.
assistant go down that rabbit trail for you and report the results for you. So I find that
Yeah, that
super
that
helpful.
that sounds about right. Like today, East Bay had a sale, and it's like I arrived late to the sale, and there really wasn't much, but like having a virtual assistant just go down that rabbit hole, so you don't have to spend hours, pretty much trying to pick up the scraps, would be pretty good. How many VAs do you have right now? Do you have one or?
I have one Amazon VA and one content VA.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it was. I only have one content VA right now, and that's pretty much it.
How's that
Uh,
going?
I mean, I have a like for my VA right now, he has a strict criteria. He does my reels, like he edits my reels, and he does some stuff for my previous business that I did in the past that we
Oh
sort of
yeah,
talked
yeah.
about it. I don't like talking about it too much because I feel like people are gonna get like the wrong idea, like that I drop ship on Amazon or something like that. But I don't. I drop ship on other platforms. Like right now, he's listing items on Macari. Like right now, I specifically have him on the task of taking eBay items and listing them on Macari for double the price. And
Oh,
I know that sounds like, oh, like what the heck? There's no way that would work. But this is the first month that I had him work on that, and so far, like it generated 200 profit this month, just out of the first 7 days. So
wow.
I was like, wow, okay. So I'm pretty happy about that. But yeah, I just like I have him do things for that business that I kind of run in the background. I really like no focus on it at all. He kind of just I have daily tasks. I'm like, okay, you do 70 listings a day, and then he edits one reel a day for me. That's his like current
Hmm.
criteria. But it's ever changing. Um, that's a beautiful thing about the like VAs too, is like whatever your current needs are, like if you just teach them, like they'll do it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And interestingly enough, I was sourcing today and I found um like a couple items that were like 55 on Amazon and Amazon was like always in stock and on eBay like everyone was selling them for like 75. I'm just like and they were like solds too and I'm just like what on earth? It's just
Yeah.
interesting like people drop shit from Amazon to eBay, people drop shit from eBay to Amazon, people drop shit from
Yeah.
eBay to Macari, like people drop shit from eBay to Facebook Marketplace, like
There's too many ways to make money out here.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's this one guy, and he like I never even heard of the concept of drop shipping from Amazon. Or what was it? He was buying products from Amazon, and he was selling them on eBay, and he made like 570K in revenue. Like he was making like 80 like, he was making like 80 grand a year, and he's like, "Yeah, I spent like part-time on this business." I was like, "What?"
That's wild.
I know. Everybody's got some type of knowledge, you know. Let me see.
We got Mateus saying, I'd love to join a small group of people and exchange leads. I do about 5K in sales and source mostly Walmart, Walgreens, and CVS. If anyone is interested, yeah, like
Yeah.
definitely start reaching out to people, especially on Instagram. Instagram's a great place.
So
If you can
good.
find people who are like kind of in your ballpark, that's a mutually beneficial situation. Like if you, Mateus, were like hanging out with someone who does like $500 to $1,000 a month, it's just like you'd be like, well, you're not like holding your weight.
Yeah, exactly. It's yeah, like find other people that are just starting to, and like I
Or
think
maybe I'm wrong, but
that like day I don't know what your schedule looks like, but if you could do like daily calls or like an every other day thing with somebody, like just even if it's like 15 minutes to keep each other accountable, I think that's one of the most important parts. It's just the accountability factor. Like we're working on this every day. Like you look like like for me, I've been working on Amazon pretty much every single day for like 7 months straight. You know, so it's kind
yeah.
of like you work on something every day for a while, you get good at it. Daily calls are key. Yeah, John knows what's up. He's I've been helping him out, and he shows up. That's the thing, is that's why all the Ahoy boys have been doing so well. Is like they show up. You know,
Hmm. Yeah, I think
they all put in the time.
there's something to be said around being with people who are doing more than you or like doing what you're wanting to do. I know for me, I was probably doing under 15K in sales a month. And then I ended up joining like this group chat on Instagram. And like all the people were doing like 30 to 45K a month in there. And like just seeing the way that everyone talks and like thinks about things is just like, okay, this is what I need to do. Like I see it's
Yeah,
working for them. Like it'll work for me if I do it as well. You miss the
fact.
calls, you miss the money.
Exactly. John knows what's up. Yeah, that's the thing, is like you don't know what you don't know. That's like a huge part. Like you could ask all the questions in the world with Amazon and different things like that. Watch all the YouTube videos. It doesn't matter. You got to go out there, get it, surround yourself with people that are you know, at least at your level, or like a little bit above, and then just learn from them. Bug them
Or
every day.
below in trying. Like if they're below and like working really hard at it, like
Yeah, that
that's
too.
good too. Yeah. Got to get rid of the lone wolf mentality. And the hard thing about that is like, I don't know about you, Echo Flips, but I did books for like 8, 9 months before this. And I did eBay, used clothing and shoes for like a year and a half before this. And like there really was only so much inventory in those businesses. Like if you like actually helped the people that were like right next to you, like they'd just take your profitable books and you're screwed. Like you went to the estate
Yeah.
sale and you're done. But like with online arbitrage, like a lot of times these listings, like you can just literally share the link and you're only going to purchase like 8 anyways, but there's
Yeah.
space for them on the listing and they could buy 4 or 5 and like that didn't hurt you
Yeah,
or
facts. I mean,
hardly at all.
I think it depends on the listing. Like, there's some
Yeah.
things that I would post to like say 6 people, and like I know we can all eat, but like something where it's
Yeah,
like,
that's a lot.
yeah, I mean that's pretty decent. But then the thing is, there's some leads where it's like, maybe two of us could hop on, kind of deal.
Yeah.
Um,
There are things where you just like it's best to just purchase it and you're purchasing it knowing that like another 3 people aren't hopping on. But like
yeah,
there are plenty of things that you can just share with 1, 2, or 3 other people potentially. And
yeah.
like it helps because then they'll come back the next day with something that's going to help you most likely. Um If not, oh
Yeah.
well. But
Yeah, but yeah, I think overall, like, the opportunity with OA is just, like, so massive, and, like, if you go down the rabbit holes are so deep. Like, there's people out there that are making a bag just off of Lego. There's people out there that are making a bag off of just shoes, just, just eBay to Amazon. Um, there's people that literally like, I'm pretty sure if you did it right, you could make 100K months just off of eBay if you hit the sales right, like when the sales drop. Like
100K in sales.
100K in sales, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
I mean,
I
I guess
mean, but it's
maybe.
possible. Yeah, it's possible. It'd probably be super hard just off of one site, but
Well, I mean, arbitrage ops, I think they do like $10 million years in just apparel. Like
really, okay.
they mostly do apparel as far as I know. So like you can go really deep in like any category and there's like 20 plus of them. So there's a lot that you can get done. Um, it's almost a
Used
mistake
books,
to go too wide, but there's pros and cons to it.
yeah. I mean, there's just so much like there's this one dude named Jerry Lou, and like he's like, yeah, I spend like 10 hours a week on his business and he nets like 3 to 4K a month just doing used books. Like there's just everybody's got their own thing, you know?
No way.
Yeah, I mean, he just buy yeah, it's OA. Yeah, it's OA because he's buying books off of eBay and like Macari and really anywhere you can get used books online, and they flip them on Amazon during like textbook season for double because the students, they don't care. They just hit buy now. I mean, I've been I've been there before. It's like, oh, I need because you don't know when you're in college too, or it's like, I need my books in like 2 days, and you end up paying like triple like the regular used book price because you need it in 2 days, so you have to buy the prime offer.
Yeah, and everyone else needs it too at the same
Exactly.
time. Yeah. Like college students aren't gonna like set up keep alerts for their like $300 expense every semester.
Yeah, exactly. That's a
Start
fact, yeah.
starting out, would it be best to just focus on a few sites or go wide and try different sites? Yeah, that's a great question because there's value to trying out a bunch of different things and seeing what sticks for you, and then there's also value in keeping it simple and doing the thing that works over and over again. So I guess I don't have a straight answer. What are your thoughts, Cody?
Um, I think, like, this might be kind of a hot take, but I think when you're starting out, you pick one site where it's not like some weird site that other people don't know about. Say like literally you're brand new, I would say just grind Walmart until you find like your first product, you sell it, right? Or like just grind Walgreens or East Bay. Like just find like one site, grind on that site until you find some profitable stuff, sell that stuff, and then move on. Because then, like, you have that I can do this. I think
Yeah.
that's one of the hardest parts is like you have to have that, like, you bought the product, you made money, and you're like, wow, I can actually do this. And then everything after that is just like you're off to the races. Uh,
Student.
students will always wait to the last minute. Yeah, that's uh, that's a fact, Josiah.
What credit card stack do y'all have? Cody, you
Yep.
want to take this one?
So right now I have the American Express Business Blue, I believe it's called, and it's just a flat 2% cashback card. I recently got the Amex Plum, and I just I wanted to, I'm a pretty big fan of like just doing like just the cash that you currently have, but I'm like, we're gonna leverage a little bit with the Plum because they basically give you like 2 months to pay it off the statement balance without paying interest. So it's really good when you're running an inventory based business where you just like buy the inventory and then sell it, especially if you're merchant fulfilling it. Like you can buy the inventory, sell it right away, and then get the money back. So it's kind of like free money if you do it right, but you got to do it right.
Yeah, you got to
Um,
do it right.
and then I have a bunch of like personal credit cards that I honestly shouldn't have. um, that I like use sometimes, but oh, the Walmart card too. The Walmart card's based because
Oh
they give
yeah,
me
yeah.
5%, but they never raise my limits, and I'm really mad about that. But we're working on it. Like what am I gonna do with the 1K limit? What? That's like That's
You know
like
you're
5
doing
minutes of
well when like
sourcing.
1K limit is just like nothing to you.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. It's like
I feel that.
this is a business card, you know? Okay. But yeah,
Wait,
what do you have, Seth? I'm pretty curious, you know?
I'll answer in a second, but is your Amex Blue Business 0% right now? APR?
I think it is for a year, but like
Why
I'm
don't
so
you
bad at
use
that.
that? You should use that instead of the Plum. 0% APR is just so good for credit.
Yeah,
It's
I
like the best for credit.
I should totally utilize that. My one fear is like I'm just gonna forget that the APR is off, so I'm just kind of acting like it's
You're
just
just
the
gonna put like
2%.
30 grand on and be like, oh,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. I'm very new to like leveraging credit, so I'm just trying to do baby steps. I know Josiah in the chat. He's like big Dave
He's
Ramsey fan.
cringing.
What was that?
He's cringing.
He's
He's
cringing.
he's like poverty, credit poverty. No,
Oh
I'm just
my
kidding.
gosh.
Um,
I mean, I don't think he even uses a credit card. I was
no, he
surprised
doesn't.
he said he uses a debit card, but it gives you 1% cash back.
Right.
I didn't
Yeah.
even know that existed.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Because
but what do you have, Seth? You're
what
like, no,
he
I don't want to say.
said, what he said is
No.
that. Just kidding. Dislike,
Uh,
unsub.
uh,
What what he says is if he even spends it on credit and has the money to back, he knows he's just gonna overspend, which I've tried to be mostly cash only the last several months, and I can testify to that. Like I literally like keep a balance sheet on my paper of like what I've spent because like there's a delay in like what the bank shows and what the credit card shows, and I could be like, whoops, I'm like 4K over and I don't have cash to back that up. But what I use is I really like the Capital One Spark for cash back, and I use that when I have money to back it up because there's a 3% if you don't pay your minimum payment, or if you don't pay the card off, like you get hit with 3%, which is
oh,
really really garbage. But I mean, you're supposed to pay off your cards, so. I also have the Amex Plum, but I haven't used it in several months. I used it a lot several months ago.
yeah.
The first credit card I got for like a business one, well, it was supposed to be for business, but I didn't know I was supposed to make a business card, was that card that you have, the blue.
Okay.
But I bought the everyday blue, the personal card.
Oh,
So
jeez.
I put 10K on that as a 0% APR card and just like held the balance for like several months, and my credit just like dropped. Made it so hard to get other cards.
Jeez.
Um,
I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah, but it helped me get over the hump of like 20K months, so it was helpful.
Yo, Papa around, what's up?
Papa
So,
Route Plum hits.
Plum hits,
Plum
yes.
is good.
This is Papa Ralph's also one of my other buddies. He's the guy that I learned pretty much everything about Amazon with for the
Heck yeah,
past like 7, 8 months. We've been looking at Keep It graphs together like every night for like 3 hours, pretty much. We
that's
kind of
really
know life
intimate.
it. What was that?
That's so intimate.
I know, right? uh, yeah.
And then I have a 0% APR card, the FNBO Evergreen. It was just a card that I needed another 0% APR card at the time. It gave me like a 7K limit. So it's just it's there.
FNBO, like what exactly is that?
It's just an FNBO Evergreen. It's I don't know what it is, but
Okay.
it works.
Yeah, I mean,
A true love
Chivas,
story.
thanks, John.
Voice chat exclusive.
Voice chat exclusive, yes.
Heck yeah.
Uh, that's not like when to say too much stuff, but basically, like we have a chat and we'll be in the chat, and whoever's in the voice chat, whoever shows up, they always get rewarded with leads and different things like that in our private chat. Let me see.
Yo, Flip Mine rocks. No idea what I'm doing with it, and I just got 2K profit during this live stream.
Dude, that's what dude, that was
Yeah.
my whole experience with Flipmine too. I'm like, wow. I was like watching like The Walking Dead and I was just like grinding Flipmine for like 12 hours. So I was like, I really want to learn this software. It's like you just there's so much profitable stuff.
Yeah, if you're a good Amazon seller, Flipmine just is amazing.
Yeah.
um, yeah, yeah, Flipmine is nuts actually. Um, and then I find using Flipmine to then not necessarily like it shows me a lead and it's like it's not quite profitable, but then you like put that on a list and then you check for it later. That's really good as well. We got Same Habe. Is that how you say it? Same Habe. Echo Flips. I'm trying to hop on your Discord group ASAP. Do you have a
Um,
Discord group?
I have I have like a so I have like a private group, and then I have like a I have a Discord where you can jump in and you can ask me questions or anything you want. Pretty much, like if you have any questions about Amazon, anything like that, I can send you a link to that. Just DM me on Instagram and I'll send you the link.
You can put it in the chat if you want to,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do that too.
just so it's easier.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, going back to that point about Jerry Lou just like flipping his books for like 10 hours a week, 4K profit, like that's kind of the beauty of putting in like 4 to 12 months of really working hard with Amazon, and then you know how to do something to a point at a higher level that you can just do the most important things and make the profit that you need. It's a beautiful thing. This week I'm kind of writing down all the things that I'm doing in my business and trying to be like, okay, I spend 4 hours a week doing this. I spend 2 hours a week doing this. And I'm trying to like figure out how to condense it into less time, basically. I don't know if you ever do that Echo Flips where you're trying to figure out how to be more efficient with your time.
Yeah, I probably should, but right now it's just like by any means, no stops to
Fair enough.
100K.
Yeah.
Um, so that's kind of my mentality right now. I know at some point I probably want to like not like not aggressively try to scale.
Yeah.
But right now it's like there's no oh I gotta do like all the little optimizations and things like that. We're really just trying every day to get better at
Yeah.
like sourcing, finding products, finding more replens, things like that. Yeah, I'm really just no lifing it right now.
Yeah. Fair enough.
yeah,
Before, especially
give more. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, it's and also you're in a great position related to this, and then we'll talk about this. But like Cody is basically in a great place because he's very comfortable with merch fulfilled and like he's not even FBAing stuff. So
Yeah,
that's just a great
I'm
thing.
starting to transition into more FBA, but with Q4. I'm at my bad to cut you off, Seth, but
Oh, you're good. Go for it.
yeah, and then like with Q4, we're gonna be trying to merchant fulfill a lot of stuff.
For me, Josiah, we actually haven't talked about this, but now I have 2 prep centers. So for the first time, I'm trying to actively use 2 prep centers at the same time. Basically, I'm sending the new stuff that has quantity, like 3, 4, 5 plus to the same one that we're at. And then I'm sending like the high end electronics, anything that like is remotely hard to prep to the other prep center. Um, and that one unfortunately has sales tax for now, so that's a bummer. But better than the whole no cash flow is king with them hating my inventory. Back to Tiger Lily, yes.
Oh, Tiger. I was like,
Never
what's
again.
TL? That
TL.
makes sense. We didn't
Yeah. Let's get back
John
here. Yeah.
asked what did y'all do before Amazon? Yeah, what did you do, Seth? I'm kind of curious.
I sold RuneScape gold for real money.
I
And
mean,
not
yeah.
even a joke. I got my first like couple $1,000s to start reselling from selling RuneScape gold. That was the very
best
beginning
start.
of it. But yeah, I was a student and then I was getting my master's degree in counseling and then I started selling on the side while I was doing that. Yeah, so at that point I was kind of doing like student type jobs, like nothing crazy, like Chick-fil-A, refereeing soccer, um, trying to be a good counselor and see if I like that.
It's awesome. Did you end up not liking that, or were you
Yeah,
just like, oh, I like flipping more?
I love the whole how to grow as a person, how to help other people grow, but
Yeah.
the whole not really being able to scale your income, like um doing your own thing, didn't I didn't love it. And I also like the time freedom, and I like the whole focus of selling is numbers and how to look at the data and like make that happen. With counseling, like you can do a really good job, and then like you get paid at the same at the end of the day until you up your rate. And it's like
Yeah.
doing counseling with the whole like how do I get as much money out of my clients as possible, like isn't really the right way to go into
Yeah.
counseling. Like how do I keep them dependent on me? Like
Yeah.
that's
I would
awful.
think the goal would for them to not be
Yeah,
dependent. Yeah, I could totally
to
see how that's
get out. Yeah. What about you, Cody? And then we'll get I'm curious about this, but um Cody, what about you?
Well, really, it's just like I mean, in high school, I was working at McDonald's. And that was all right. And then we go into college, still working at McDonald's. McDonald's is paying for my college, and throughout the entire time, I was flipping. And pretty much every month, I was making like just like the same as my part-time McDonald's like paycheck. So it was like I guess I kind of had like a full-time income, but it was like 2K ish a month. I was just hopping around like doing random online business stuff, and then eventually got here, the Amazon promised land. And then I was like, okay, like, I'm basically losing money by going to McDonald's now. So then I just stopped. I have a 2-year degree in like business, um, small business management, whatever.
That's
Like,
helpful. You're in a
I
small business.
just like I talked to the counselor at my college about what would happen when I get my 4-year degree, and they were like, "Oh, you can get like this list of jobs." And my response was, "Well, all of these jobs you can get without a degree, so why would I spend 2 more years trying to get my bachelor's in business, right?"
Yeah.
And they couldn't answer, so I left.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, okay," and then it's weird too, like, some of the professors were awesome, don't get me wrong. Some of the business professors, it's like they're talking about very intricate concepts where it's like maybe if you worked in a Fortune 500 company, it might be helpful, but like to like 99.99% of the
Yeah.
population, like this isn't gonna help anyone, and it wasn't really how like the real world works. So I kind of thought it was like a waste in a way. I One thing that a lot of people don't talk about college though is I feel like it teaches you how to sit down and think, and
Yeah.
I think that was the most valuable thing about college for me. I'm not against college. I think it was a great experience, because it really taught me how to think on a deeper level for certain things.
Yeah, and there's some like cultural norms around going to college that are hard to resist sometimes. So at
Uh,
some point you got to just be like, like it's not for me. Like
Josiah, one that I know of. There was only one, and I remember my macro professor was just I guess salty about other people that ran their businesses. I thought that was kind of funny. He was like salty at the rich people getting richer. But yeah,
oh,
I
that's
think
really
I think
weird.
only one. It's kind of I had an econ guy in high school, and his dad owned a business, but he didn't. So I think that's kind of a cop out. Like, not too many of these people really owned a business
Huh.
that I've been. Like, what was your experience in college? Did you really? I mean, your degree was a little bit different, though.
Yeah, my degree was pretty different. In college, I was actually studying theology and how to run like a youth group or like a church basically. And so um that's a different thing than business. But I mean, a lot of these people had been involved in those things. So they had some expertise. And so there wasn't this dynamic like in your situation, like they're trying to teach how to run a business and they like took a 50% paycheck cut to like teach people how to do it, which is a problem in business. Like why would you get paid 40 grand a year when you were making like 90 grand a year running your business
Yeah,
or more,
facts.
you know?
Yeah, that's probably why the people that run businesses aren't there.
Yeah.
uh, Let me see. Yeah, it can be very hard to
Yeah.
not go to school with social norms today. I really agree with that, John. It's like it's like, oh, okay, like the thing is too, like even if you're good at business, say like you're doing 50K revenue on Amazon like a month consistently, and you're netting like 6, 7K a month, it's like it's not like oh, congratulations, or like, oh, you're doing well by like your family or things like that. Like maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But it's like oh, that's a risky thing, like like you tell anybody outside of like, anybody that's not a business owner, it's like, oh, that's kind of risky, I don't know if you're gonna be able to do this forever. I don't like, yeah, let me see.
Is that the equivalent to dropping how to Amazon after reading a couple books about selling e-commerce? Yeah, basically, or like doing your first like 5K month and then selling courses about it. That
Yeah.
sort of. John saying making 10K a month and people still think you're wrong for not going to school. Yeah, and I feel like part of the idea is like not necessarily that we're going to sell on Amazon for the next 30 years, but that we are developing skills that will help us get to the next thing, whether that's in 4 years or 9 years, or hopefully by then, like if Cody keeps doing 60 to 100K a month, he'll be retired in 36 months.
Yeah, you never know, it adds up pretty quickly if you keep on grinding.
People still ask me if I'm able to pay my bills.
See, I love that. Just it's so funny.
When you're gonna like cash out your Amazon store and like buy a house in cash, like that's the reality.
Yeah, he's got the reality. He's got like 10 cars in cash for
Yeah.
his Turo business.
Well, poor you,
Dude,
29-year-old with
oh
like a
my gosh. Oh, John's comment's so good. That's such a good. Oh man, the professors are the real gurus.
but
Oh
the thing
man.
is that they're not making guru money most of the
Yeah,
time unless
yeah,
they sell a book. But like I don't even think books are usually that profitable. I mean,
man.
there are a percentage of professors who are just like, I want to help people, and so they want to invest into young people, and I think that's pretty respectable. That's pretty cool. Um,
Yeah, there's some
and
professors that are awesome. Like
yeah,
they're amazing.
but most of them are garbage. Screw them all.
Oh, we need some good teachers.
Gurus.
I think the big takeaway is like specialized knowledge is a lot better than a lot of this general knowledge.
Yeah, yeah. Even in Amazon, like you can be really, really good at like finding shoes that are out of stock most of the time, and you can get one sale a month, and you can do 100K in sales.
You're like that's a guy. Yeah, I
Or
mean there's like you could literally make 10 grand a month off of just Walmart and be like, yeah, I'm the Walmart Amazon guy,
yeah,
like I'm that guy.
yeah. Like I
There's
had
so many, there's so much stuff.
I was visiting and hanging out with a guy who does regular online arbitrage recently, and he was like showing me how to do like a catch-all email. And I did not know how to do that. And I was like
No.
trying to purchase from like Dick's, and I like didn't know how to do it because I just purchased from eBay. And like I do well with eBay to Amazon, but like I don't need to go to Eastbay or Walmart or Dick's or whatever it is. Like you can get
Yeah.
really good at one thing. And even with eBay, there's like 10 different ways you can do it. Like you can do used items, you can do new items. There's 25 categories.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing. Is like you pretty much just do eBay, and it's like you're making good money. I know Josiah's making some good
Safe,
money.
my
Like
safe space.
it's
Very
it's so
safe.
good. Ah, so funny.
Yeah, you've been doing some of the eBay to Amazon flips too. I see your stories sometimes.
Just a little, like it's like less than 5%. Like I'm not gonna. You guys are gonna be like phony, but
Well,
I
you don't
don't
have,
do. Yeah,
nobody
I
has to do eBay to Amazon.
yeah. I'm like, I think I'm gonna stick to like used books when I do eBay to Amazon. It's just like I mean, if you have like 30K to spend and then you're buying all these one-off used items, it's a little bit harder for me at least. I don't want to mess with new too much right now. I just kind of want to like, yeah, focus on one thing.
I mean,
Um,
used books are some of the safest things most
yeah,
of the
that's pretty much my plan. Like, just stick to like used books just because like account health, like issues and things like that. Like, I've never made this much money in my life, like flipping stuff, and it's just I don't want to like tear it all down really quick,
Right,
you know.
right.
Um,
Yeah. That's why I'm not rolling in the leverage anymore, because I'm like, I'm not gonna do like 500K this year and then like have all my money constantly invested in my Amazon business FBA and do a risky business method. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I'm gonna risk and leverage like while there's nothing on the line, and then like make sure that I continue to be ahead. You know what I mean? So
facts,
that's why I
100%.
don't leverage the same way as before.
Um, yeah. Seth, I gotta go soon. So,
Yeah.
is there anything you want to end it out with, or yeah,
Yeah,
anything?
yeah, definitely. We're gonna be doing like probably most every night. Cody and I are gonna be on the live together. What are you laughing about?
I'm just saying, let's go. We damned about it, but it's like, I'm down for like the nightly lives. Like we need to
Yeah,
run it up. The people want to know. They want to know about
and
Amazon. They want to make
hopefully
money.
Josiah is gonna be joining us some of those days as well. We're just gonna be running up the lives and just hanging out. It's Q4. Let's make some money together. We got uh, John in the chat. Ahoy! Is it Ahoy Boys? Is that the name?
Yeah, Ahoy boys.
Ahoy Boys. Yeah.
There's Tristan, Kyle, and John.
Nice. Yeah, yeah.
They're all awesome.
They're the gurus.
I love that comment so much.
But yeah,
We need to plaque that. We need to.
yeah, plaque. We'll just leave this up here the rest of the time. But yeah, we're gonna be live most every night. If you haven't subscribed to Ecco Flips' channel, he has a lot of really good videos about how to actually make more money doing online arbitrage. You're gonna get to hear a lot from him in the next couple of days. But yeah, that's about it. We're gonna get off. I'm really hungry because I'm not in East Coast time. It is Mountain Standard Time. It's time for dinner.
Yep.
Ecco Flips is gonna go grab a beer and
Yeah, I am. Okay.
Santa sleigh to the moon.
Gonna go chug 840s after this. Don't worry about it, boys. You know.
All right.
Yeah,
Have a good night, guys.
I really don't even drink.
On that note,
Santa
sleigh
sleigh
to
to
the
the
moon.
moon. Yeah. See if we can get that to 1,000 sellers at like
Heck,
650 right now. I don't
heck
know if you
yeah.
know what he's talking about, but there's like 650 sellers on a Santa sleigh.
Really?
Lego
Oh,
sleigh. Yeah. Dude, it's so
1,000
funny. Like,
sellers.
I think that thing might hit 1,000, but the demand, it moves so much.
Oh my
Like,
word.
it's still profitable.
That
It's
I don't
still
even have my Lego Ungate. I'm working on it right now because I don't really sell Lego.
Man, no.
All right. On that note, have a good night, guys. Santa sleigh to the moon. Drink until you're
Yeah.
dead.
I
No,
will,
don't drink until you're dead. But
tomorrow night, Seth?
yeah, it won't be
Okay.
as long as this one because I have something. But
Yeah,
yes,
no, yeah,
yeah.
we can definitely make it shorter. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Uh,
People better start some PPC. All right. Have a good night, guys. Peace.
all right, bye bye.